श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. Friends, we have completed 7 Anuvaka, and today we will be studying the Ashtama Anuvaka with Shankara Bhashya. So this is the 8th Anuvaka of the second book, that is Brahmananda Valli. So as the name suggests, it is Brahmananda. So naturally there should be a discussion about Ananda. So that is presented here in this Anuvaka. So the mantra goes like this. Bhishasmad vataf pavate bhisho deti suryaha bhishasmat agnischa indrascha mrityur dhavati panchamaha iti saishanandasya mimamsa bhavati युवा स्यात् साधु युवाध्यायकः आशिष्ठो दृढिष्ठो बलिष्ठः तस्येयं पृथिवी सर्वा वित्तस्य पूर्णा स्यात् स एको मानुष आनन्दः ते ये शतं मानुष आनन्दाः स एको मनुष्य गन्धर्वाणाम् आनन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते ये शतं मनुष्य गन्धर्वाणाम् आनन्दाः स एको देवगन्धर्वाणाम् आनन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते ये शतं देवगन्धर्वाणाम् आनन्दाः स एकः पितॄणां चिरलोकलोकानाम् आनन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते ये शतं पितॄणां चिरलोकलोकानाम् आनन्दाः स एक आजानजानां देवानाम् आनन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते ये शतं आजानजानां देवानाम् आनन्दाः स एकः कर्मदेवानां देवानाम् आनन्दः ये कर्मणा देवानपि यन्ति श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते ये शतं कर्मदेवानां देवानाम् आनन्दाः स एको देवानाम् आनन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते ये शतं देवानाम् आनन्दाः स एक इन्द्रस्य आनन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते ये शतं इन्द्रस्यानन्दाः स एको बृहस्पतेरानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते ये शतं बृहस्पतेरानन्दाः स एकः प्रजापतेरानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते ये शतं प्रजापतेरानन्दा स एको ब्रह्मण आनन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य. So there are 4 mantras in this Anuvaka, and actually the degree of bliss, Ananda, is stated in these 4 mantras. Starting with the Manushya, the human bliss. This discussion or exposition ends in the Brahmananda, that is the absolute Ananda. So where to start? So he starts with whatever we experience. See, we are all humans. We also experience happiness, bliss, joy. But amongst us also, युवा स्यात् साधु युवाध्यायकः आशिष्टः दृढिष्ठः बलिष्ठः. So amongst us also, if there a person, yuva, young, that means he is possessed with the youthful valor, sadhu, and very good character, and adhyayakaha, who has studied the Veda and is equipped with the Vedic knowledge, asishtaha, and who always has positivity in life, asha. Asha is positivity, hope. Dradhishtaha, and who is very strong. Balishtaha, and who has physical strength and mental strength. And tena tasya iyam prithvi sarva vittena purna syat. And suppose such kind of a person has all the wealth of this earth. Sa eko manushanandaha. So whatever bliss he gets is actually the beginning point of bliss. That means on this earth, a person endowed with all the qualifications is actually the person who gets the lowest bliss. And the bliss we all experience is not counted here. So, a young man possessed with all the valor, strength, stamina, and wealth. So, that person gets an iota of bliss. Sa Manusha Anandaha. So, this is actually the beginning of Ananda, that he gets Ananda, but it is only the lowest point of the bliss. Te ye shatam manusha anandaha. And hundreds of such Ananda, that means that Ananda multiplied 100 times, is Eko Manushya Gandharvanam Anandaha. That is the bliss experienced by the Manushya Gandharva. That means the high level of Manushya. Shrotriyasya chakam hatasya. This is actually the sentence common to all the statements. What does it say? Shrotriyasya cha akama hatasya. That means a knowledgeable person who is not troubled by desires. That means who is totally detached and is actually in utter detachment, vairagya. So whatever he gets, we compare with the bliss that is obtained by others also. So starting with the Manushya, 100 times multiplied Manushya Gandharva. Manushya Gandharva experienced that kind of bliss, of course, but a detached person also experiences that. But the Manushya Gandharva stay there, they cannot rise. But the Ananda is 100 times greater, more. To whom? To Deva Gandharvanam Anandaha, to the Deva Gandharva. Manushya, Deva, Manushya Gandharva, Deva Gandharva. So the third layer. So the people, the entities which belong to this particular one, they actually experience the bliss 100 times more, 100 times more. But a detached person experiences that also. And above that, again, we have Pitrunam, Chiraloka Lokanam, Ananda. So the Pitru Devata, the ancestors, forefathers. So in that particular Loka region, they experience higher bliss, but a detached person experiences that also. So you can easily appreciate that the comparison is going on like this. On one side, various levels, but on the other side, only the detached person can travel. So he can reach all the levels, starting with the Manushya Ananda. So now he has come to the Pitru Loka Ananda, and the Ajanaja Deva, Ajana Loka, there is a region called Ajana in the Smriti, and the people who regularly perform the rituals ordained in the Smriti, they reach that particular one, and it is Ajana. And those who belong to that particular region are known as Ajanaja. And they experience bliss 100 times greater than the Pitru. So that is Ajanaja Deva Ananda. But the detached person can reach there also. He can experience that also. And above that, there is Karma Deva Ananda. Above that, above the Ajanaja Deva, there is Karmaja. So whatever Karma Devata are there, so they experience that particular bliss. And above that, we have the general Devata, all the deities. So their Ananda. And that is the 8th level of this. Starting with the Manushya, it is the 8th one. And above that, Indrasya Anandaha. So above the Devata, the Lord of all the deities is Indra, and Indra experiences that bliss. But for whatever Indra experiences is not the ultimate point of bliss. Bliss is more, more. So Indra experiences only at particular level, only some part of the bliss. It is the 9th level of bliss. But above that, there is Brihaspati. Brihaspati, the word is typically derived in the Upanishad. Bruhati Pati is Brihaspati. Chandogya Upanishad says that Bruhati means Vak and Brihaspati means Vak Devata. So that particular deity experiences more bliss than Indra. And above Brihaspati, there is Prajapati. And that Prajapati experiences more bliss than Brihaspati. Brihaspati. So above Brihaspati, there is Prajapati, and above Prajapati, there is Teye Shatam Prajapater Anandaha Sa Ekaha Brahmana Anandaha. That is the Brahmananda. So Manushya, Manushya Gandharva, Deva Gandharva, Pitru, Ajanaja, Karma Devata, Devata, Indra, Brihaspati, Prajapati, then Brahma. So that Brahmananda is the ultimate bliss in the universe because that is the source of all. That's why the Upanishad says, Shrotriyasya Chakama Hatasya, one who has denounced everything, one who is never troubled by any desires anymore, and who lives a very chaste life is Shrotriya and Akama Hata. So that joy or bliss enjoyed by this soul is that Brahmananda. And in this sequence, it is said, Bhishasmad Vataf Pavate, Bhishodeti Suryaha, Bhishasmad Agnischa Indrascha, Mrityur Dhavati Panchama iti. So, because of this particular entity called Brahma, and because everything fears from this Brahma, because it is the Prashasta, that means the controller, the regulator. It is known as Varuna in the Rigveda also, because Varuna in the Rigveda is the controlling deity, the ruling deity. So the Brahman is like that. Therefore, Bhisha Smad Vataf Pavate. So the wind blows, the fire burns, the sun and the moon, they also glow. So everything is in its order just because of the fear of this Brahma. Mrityur Dhavati Panchamaha. And the fifth Mrityu, the Lord of Death, also runs to all the beings to follow the order of that. So the Brahma Sutra also says that it is the Prashasta. That means it is the regulator or ruling factor. That is the Mrityu Devata, Yama Devata. And that's why it is stated Dhrutescha Mahimnaha Asya Asmin Upalabdhehe. So because of this particular Brahma, everything is properly held in the space. Otherwise, without any support, all these globes, all this Earth and other planets, how are they suspended in the air and they are just orbiting the sun? How? So that is, they say, that is the power of this great entity called Brahma. Vatadayohi Maharhaha. So Vatadayaha Maharhaha. That means all the great entities called the fire, air, sun, moon, everything. So all these, they actually follow the instruction of this great Brahma. Tad yuktam prashastari sati yasman niyamena tesham pravartanam. So on the strength of that particular instruction from the Brahman, all these bodies, they remain in their orbit and they perform their duties. This is what the Vedic Rishi looks at the universe. Tasmadasti bhayakaranam tesham prashastru Brahma. So this way we understand that there is some regulating entity out of fear of which only everything is in its order. This is actually the universe. Otherwise, even in the Bhaskaracharya's Surya Siddhanta also, the Siddhanta Sangraha also, we find he says that Niyatam Bhugolaha Akashe Tishtati Vividabhi Shaktibhi Dhritaha, he says. That means being supported by various powers. The earth is suspended in the air and it is following an order. And at that time, they could not exactly expound what are the energies, forces that are supporting. And now we understand the fundamental forces in the universe are four: the strong nuclear force, weak nuclear force, electromagnetic force, and finally the weakest of all, the gravitational force. And they say because of the weak nuclear force only, all these bodies are falling apart. And the gravitational force actually that holds them together. So just because of the gravitational force of the sun, all the planets are moving around or rotating around the sun. So this way, these are the Shakti, these are the forces. And because of the fear of this Brahman, everything is in its order. Yataste bhrutyaiva rajnyaha asmat brahmano bhayena pravartante tacha bhayakaranam anandam brahma. So in this manner, just like the servants or dependents follow the orders of their master, all the deities, all the entities, all the elements follow the instructions of the Brahman. And it is the source of all fear. It is the source of all ananda. It depends on what, on how you are disposed and what you get. That means what we get depends on how we are disposed of. That means if we develop that particular tendency towards the universe and perceive the universe as Ishavasyamidam Sarvam, all this is the kingdom of the Lord, and the Ishvara Bhavana should be there in all places, living and non-living, then there is no fear. Ekatvam pashyataha na shokaha na mohaha. Dvitiyadvai bhayam bhavati. On the contrary, we get fear when we see other than ourselves, something else, and that causes all fear. So it says here that the Advaita realization leads to all fearlessness. And any iota of difference, that there is something other than me and I am only a limited soul, that leads to all grievance, all grief, all fear. Tasyasya brahmanah anandasya esha mimamsa vicharana bhavati kim anandasya mimamsa nityuchyate. So now, regarding the bliss of this Brahman, there is this discussion, exposition, and the Upanishad says, what is actually the discussion of bliss? Anandasya mimamsa. The word mimamsa is a very typical one because it has Vedic origin. In the Vedas also we come across the word mimamsa, mimamsyate, mimamsa, etc. What does it mean? It means an inquiry, an investigation, or a reflective thought. It is mimamsa, vicharaha. So we have dharma mimamsa, brahma mimamsa. We have all these mimamsa. And here also it is ananda mimamsa. So what should be the bliss? Where to start with? How to understand? Where to stop? How to understand the last point of the bliss? In what manner? So all this is discussed here. Kim anando vishay vishay sambandha janito laukikanandavad ahosvit swabhavika ityevam esha anandasya mimamsa. So what is the discussion about this ananda? Nothing but ananda. Is it something worldly or the Brahman? That means the worldly ananda depends on other things. Vishaya, Vishay. So when I get ananda, when I am very happy, naturally there is some cause. When I am unhappy, there is also some cause. So this way, my joy, my bliss, everything is relative. So it depends on other. Or is this ananda different from that worldly ananda? So in what manner it is different? So this is the mimamsa of ananda. Tatra, between these two, that means laukika and alaukika ananda. Alaukika means swabhavika, that is within. Laukika anandaha bahyadhyatmika sadhana sampatti nimitta utkrushtaha. Yes, this laukika ananda this is great, and it depends on the internal and external factors. Sa esha nirdishyate brahmananda anugamartham. So only to take us to the level of brahmananda, the Upanishad starts with this manushya ananda. So whatever a human being can at the maximum experience, that is the lowest point of the bliss. Anena hi prasiddhena anandena vyavritta vishaya buddhigamya anando anugantum shakyate. So you start with this, but it is only the starting point. Then we can understand all the other levels also. Just like the Arundhati Nakshatra Nyaya, Shakha Arundhati Nyaya. So if anybody wants to point to the Arundhati star in the night, then he will show some bigger one first and says, you see the big one? Yes. It is not Arundhati. The closer one, yes, that is Arundhati. So this way, from the grosser to the subtler, the teaching should go. And here the Vedic Maharshi starts with the grosser. He says, we can easily understand the Manushyananda. Yes, start with that. From this point, let us make a travel into the intricacies of this bliss of Brahmananda. Laukikoyam anando Brahmananda seva matra. So whatever ananda, whatever bliss we experience in our life is only an iota, a portion of that great Brahmananda. Avidya tiraskriyamane vijnane utkrushamanayam cha avidyayam brahmadivih karmavashad yatha vijnanam vishayadi sadhana sambandhavashat cha vibhavyamanascha loke anavastito laukikaha. So this ananda is laukikaha. This is worldly. But you see how it starts when avidya tiraskriyamane vijnane. So when our knowledge and the pure cognition is in a way darkened, concealed, hidden by our ignorance, then utkrushamanayam cha avidyayam, and when the avidya becomes dominant, then all these Brahma and other karma vashat yadha vijnanam. Brahma here, Chaturmukha Brahma, all these till the jiva, all these experience joy according to their karma and their jnana. Karma and Shruti. Actually, these are the base of Ananda. So, Vibhavyamanascha Lokaha, and this Ananda that is being observed and experienced in the world is Anavasthita, is not fixed or temporary, it's not permanent, it is temporary. Sa eva avidya kama karma apakarshena. So when we just remove the kama, desire, and karma born from the ignorance, we remove these kama and karma, then manushya gandharvadi uttarottara bhumikasu akamahata vidvachrotriya prachaksho vibhavyate shataguna uttarottaratkarshena yavat hiranyagarbhasya brahmana ananda iti. Shankaracharya explains that the Brahmananda mentioned here in the mantra is only Hiranyagarbha Ananda, that is also Brahma, Karya Brahma. But you start with the Ananda of the humans and 100 times more, 100 times more. This way, if you continue your understanding of the bliss, then finally you land in the Ananda of the Hiranyagarbha. And all this is Vidvat Shrotriya Prachakshasya. So all this only a chaste person with utter detachment can experience. So these are all the layers of bliss, but experienced by a detached soul. Yavad Hiranyagarbhasya Nirastetu Avidyakrite Vishay Vishay Vibhage. So when all the distinction in the form of subject and object, Jnata and Jnaya, is removed, then Swabhavika Paripurna Eka Anandaha Advaitaha Bhavati. So there remains only one secondless, single, absolute bliss in the form of Brahmananda. Amvardham Vibhavaishan Aha. Only to elucidate this particular concept of Ananda, the Vedic Rishi further goes, Yuva Syat Yuva Dhyayakaha. So yuva means who is in the first stage of his life. Prathama vaya sadhu yuva iti. And of a good character, yuvapi asadhur bhavati sadhurupi ayuva bhavati. Because in the world we have seen that a young person may be of bad character and an old person may be of good character. What is the use of that? But we have here a young man with good character. That is the strength. Then he has physical strength, spiritual strength, mental strength, everything. Now, what remains? Yeah, he should possess all wealth. If he possesses all wealth, then he experiences bliss. And it is the lowest point of bliss. Adhyayakaha, who has studied Veda. Asishtaha, who is positively disposed. Dridhishtaha, who is very strong physically. Balishtaha, who has stamina. Evam adhyatmika sadhana sampannaha. So in this manner, who is equipped with all the adhyatmic strength. Tasyayam prithvi urvi sarva vittasya vittena upabhoga sadhanena drishtarthena adrushtarthena cha karma sadhanena sampanna purna. So for him, the entire earth is filled with all the material required for his bliss. Everything is at his disposal. Everything he can obtain anytime because he has got all the power, strength, everything. So he has no control at all. Whatever bliss he gets is the lowest point. Tasya cha ya anandaha sa eko manusho manushyanam prakrishta eva anandaha. So that the person will be like a samrat. And whatever he gets, this is one human bliss. And it is prakrishta ananda. And if you multiply this 100 times, eko manushya gandharvanam anandaha. Manushyanandat shatagunena utkrushtaha. Manushyaha santaha. Because among the humans also there are some gandharva. Karma vidya visheshat gandharvatvam praptaha manushya gandharvaha. Who are they? So they are also humans, but being humans also they have raised themselves to the levels of Gandharva, the higher level, because of their deeds, pious deeds, and knowledge. So on account of these, they have risen themselves to that level. And tehi antardhanadi shakti sampanna sukshma karya karnaha. And such manushya gandharvaha, they can travel without being seen, adrushya shakti, and they can sukshma karya karnaha, and they can perform the subtle things also. And tasmat pratighatalpatvam tesham dvandva pratighata shakti sadhana sampattischa. So therefore, their power, strength, energy is never vitiated. It is never hidden or any hurdle put before that. Nothing. Dvandva pratighata shakti sadhana sampattischa. So they have all the necessary power to endure all the dualities. Tato apratihanyamanasya pratikaravuto manushya gandharvasya syachitta prasadaha. So naturally, when a person is totally established in himself, detached, he experiences total bliss in the form of peace. Where there is peace, there is bliss. And that manushya gandharva, he experiences ananda. That is chitta prasada. Tat prasada visheshat sukha vishesha abhivyaktihi evam. So this manner, in this way, because they have detachment in a higher level, they experience the bliss. And evam purvasya bhume uttarasyam bhumo prasada visheshataha shatagunena anandotkarshaha. So as the mind gets pure, quiet, so we get into the higher level of bliss. Pradhamam tu akamahata grahanam manushya vishaya bhoga kamananam abhiyatasya shrutyasya manushya anandat shatagunena anandotkarsho Manusya Gandharvena Tulyo Vaktavya iti evamartham. So there a question arises, why the mantra does not take the word Shrotriyasya Chakama Hatasya. It starts with the next one. In the beginning, when he has stated the Manushyananda, he has not given this word. Shankaracharya explains the reason. He says, when a human being experiences this bliss, of course, there is kamana. So therefore, akamahata, that detachment is not possible there. But from that level onwards, if a person develops the higher degree of detachment, then he will experience the higher level of happiness. Sadhu yuvadhyayakaha. So that young man should be of good character, young and knower of Vedas. Avrujnatve, he should be sinless. Tehi avishte sarvatra. So you understand that these are common to all the other levels of bliss. Akamahatatvantu vishayotkarsha apakarshata sukhotkarsha apakarshai viseshyate. So akamahata, why that is required here? Because that level of bliss increases depending on the level of detachment. If the detachment level is more, the bliss is more. So to indicate this, everywhere it is taken. Ataha akamata grahanam tad visheshatah shata sukha utkarsha upalabdhehe. So because a more detached person experiences more bliss, furthermore. Now it emphasizes on the importance of detachment. Paramananda prapti sadhanatva vidhanartham vyakhyatam anyat. So this is to elucidate that the level of ananda will be more depending on the level of detachment. Devagandharva jatita eva. See, these Manushya Gandharva are the people or the humans who have risen themselves to the level of Gandharva. But Devagandharva are those entities which are born as Gandharva. Chiraloka Lokanamiti Pitrunam Viseshanam. And there are, of course, Pitru. Pitru means forefathers. Chirakala Sthayi Loko Yesham Pitrunam Te Chirakala Lokaha. So, those forefathers who remain in that particular world for a long time are the Chirakala Loka Pitru. Ajana Jaha. Ajana is a Devaloka, and those who belong to that particular region, Ajana, they are Ajanaja Deva. And they are the entities born in that particular region on account of their performance of Smarta rituals. Karma Deva, and those who perform the Vedic rituals, not Smarta, Vedic rituals, they become the Karma Deva. And they also get to that particular Devaloka. So how many are there? The Devas are actually 33. But all the 33 can be reduced to 3. And further that can be reduced to 2. And that can be reduced to 1 also. So therefore the 33 number is not fixed. And another thing, in the 33 number we get all the Vasu, Rudra, Aditya. Because Dvadasha Aditya, Ekadasha Rudra, that means 23. Ekadasha, and this is Dvadasha Aditya. So 11 plus 12. So 23. 23 plus Vasu. All these put together, 33 number we get. But the Veda says 33 crores. How? Because the word Koti in the Veda refers to the particular category. Koti means category. 3 crores means 3 categories. So the Devatas generally are categorized into 3. In the Veda Bhashya of Sayana also we observe that they are human gods, that is Prithvi Sthana, Antariksha Sthana, Dyu Sthana. That means few gods belong to the earth, few belong to the Antariksha space, few belong to the heaven or the Swargaloka. Indrastesham Swami Tasya Acharyo Brihaspati. We know that Indra is the lord of the gods and Brihaspati is the teacher of Indra. Prajapati is Hiranyagarbha or Virat. Trailokya Shariro Brahma Samashti Vyashtirupaha Samsara Mandala Vyapi. And who is this Hiranyagarbha or Virat? He is the Prajapati, and he has got all the three worlds for his body, and he is the Brahma in the masculine gender, and he is of the collective and individual form, and he spreads himself in the entire region of samsara, cycle of birth and death. So this particular world of birth and death is occupied with this particular Prajapati, Virat, or the Hiranyagarbha. Yatraita ananda bheda ekatam gachanti dharmascha tan nimitto jnanam cha tadvishekam akamaha tattvancha niratishayam yatra sayesha hiranyagarbho brahma. So Brahma, that is the region of, that is the state of Brahma, that is our Hiranyagarbha, where Ananda Bhedaha Ekatam Gachanti. So all these levels, almost 11 levels of this Ananda merge into that Brahmananda. So Manushyananda, Manushya Gandharvananda, Deva Gandharvananda, Pitru Ananda, then Ajanaja Ananda, Karma Devananda, Devananda, Indra Ananda, Brahaspati Ananda, Prajapati Ananda. So all the 11, and they merge into the 12th Brahmananda. So it is the merging point. Tannimitto jnanam cha tadvishekam akama hatatvancha niratishayam yatra. So actually that particular level has lot of bliss, but what is the cause of that bliss? That bliss also depends on two. One is that kind of absolute knowledge of the Brahman, and on the other side, the pure act. So basing on these two only, that Ananda is experienced. Tasyesha Anandaha Shrotriyena Avrijnena Akamahaterecha Sarvatah Pratyaksham Upalabhyate. So a chaste person and who is of detached soul, so he experiences this bliss everywhere. Tasmat etani trini sadhanani iti avagamyate. So therefore we understand that there are three means to get absolute bliss. What are the means? How can we get higher level of bliss? Three: Nishpapatva, Shrotriyatva, Akamahatatva. These three are essential. Nishkamatva, that means being always desireless. Two: Nishkamatva, Nishpapatva, second, sinless. And third, Shrotriyatva, having the knowledge of the scriptures. So if a person possesses all the three, then he will be eligible to get higher level of Ananda. Tatra Shrotriyatva Avrijnatve Niyate. And in all these three, you understand that the two, Shrotriyatva and Nishpapatva, these two are common and fixed. Only Akama Hatatvam tu Utkrushate. Akama Hatatva may be lower, higher, 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 further. But Nishpapatva and the other Shrotriyatva, they should be common. There will not be higher, lower, etc. degrees. But in Akamahatatva, there is the degree that varies. So therefore, this Akamahatatva is very much required, and it is the foremost of all these three means. Tasya Akamahatatva Prakarshatascha Upalabhyamana Shrotriya Pratyaksho Brahmana Anando Yasya Paramanandasya Matra Ekadeshaha Etasyeva Anandasya Anyani Bhutani Matram Upajivanti iti Shrutyantarat. So he says, when that particular detached soul experiences more bliss, we understand the more the detachment, the higher will be the level of bliss. So On the basis of this, Shrotriya Prachaksho Brahmanaha Anandaha Yasya Paramanandasya. So a realized soul can get the Brahmananda, and everything else will be only the matra of that Ananda. And the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad also says that all the beings experience the bliss as a portion of the Brahman. Sayesh Anando isya matra samudra ambhasaiva viprushaha vipravritta yatra ekatam yanti gataha sayesha paramanandaha. So just like from the waters of the sea, the you can say the water riplets, they actually rise and fall down and merge into the Brahman. Similarly, from the ocean or the sea, similarly, the small portion of the bliss rises from the Brahman and again gets into the Brahman. And the Brahman is like the ocean of bliss. So therefore, in order to get the higher state of bliss, we should maintain three things. One is purity. Second is perfect knowledge of the scriptures. And three, desirelessness. These three. Swabhavikaha. And this absolute bliss is natural to all beings. Advaitatvat, because it is secondless. Ananda Anandinoscha Avibhagaha Atra. So therefore, in that particular state of Ananda, there is no division like the bliss and the experiencer of the bliss. No. Bliss and the person possessing the bliss. So that kind of distinction is not there. It is absolute oneness, Advaita. After this, the Upanishad continues. Sa yaschayam purushe yascha asau aditye sa ekaha sa evam vid asmat lokat pretya etamannamaya atmanam upasankramati etam pranamaya atmanam upasankramati etam manomaya atmanam upasankramati etam vijnanamaya atmanam upasankramati etam anandamaya atmanam upasankramati tadapyesha shloko bhavati. So saha yascha ayam purushe yascha asau aditye sa ekaha. So this is realization. Whoever knows, starting with the Panchakosha, after Ananda, whoever now realizes that the soul here and the the force, the energy in the Surya, that is one, not different. Saha evam with one who realizes this fact, asmat lokat pretya, when he abandons the physical world, leaves the physical body, he gets to the annamayam atmanam upasankramati, then he becomes one with the annamaya. Etam pranamayam atmanam, then he reaches to the pranamaya, then manomaya, then vijnanamaya, then anandamaya. Tadapyesha shloko bhavati. In this regard also, there is a popular shloka. Yo guhayam nihitah parame vyoman vyomni akashadi karyam sruštva. So one who is placed in the cave called heart, he creates all these elements called annamaya, etc. Tadeva anupravishtaha, and enters into them. Sa ya iti nirdishyate. So he is referred to here with the pronoun. Koso ayam purushe yascha asau aditye. So the bliss in this soul and the bliss in there, both Shrotriya Prachaksho Nirdishto Yasya Ekadesham Brahmadini Bhutani Sukharhani Upajivanti Saha Yascha Asau Aditya iti Nirdishyate. So now it says that the source of bliss or the substratum of bliss is the Brahma, and the Jiva also can raise himself to that level. That means he is ultimately the Brahman. And that's why Yascha Asau Yascha Aditya Saha Ekaeva. So it is only due to the adjunct that they are differently seen. Like Sa eko bhinna pradeshastha ghatakasha ekatvavat. So it is ghatakasha, it is mathakasha. So there is only a kind of use of words, but the fact is different. The space cannot be cut into pieces so that it can be put into the pot, put into some other thing. It is absolutely unbreakable, uncuttable. And the Brahman, being Chaitanya, is also unbreakable. And whatever divisions we find in the Brahma is just because of the ignorance, avidya. Nanu, now the discussion continues. The doubt is, तन्निर्देशे सयश्च अयं पुरुष इति अविशेषतो अध्यात्मं न युक्तो निर्देशः यश्चायं दक्षिणे अक्षन् इति तु युक्तः प्रसिद्धत्वात्. The doubt is, you are explaining the word, the sentence of the Upanishad in this manner, that the soul here in the body and the soul in the Aditya, the energy in the Aditya are one. But we say in that case, it should be mentioned as the one in the Aditya and the one in the right eye are one. That should be the proper sentence, because that is the Dakshinaditya Vidya in the Chandogya Upanishad also. That means there is some energy in the sun, and the same energy is manifested in the right eye of the humans, the beings. Now Shankaracharya explains, na paradhikarat. So the adhikara, that means the context here is of the individual soul. Parohi atma atra adhikrataha. Because it's already stated that the Atma, that is the Paramatma, not the individual soul, Paramatma, the Supreme Soul, was earlier stated as Adrishye, Anilene, Anirukte, Adhatasya, Adha Pratishthuto Bhoti Adhatasya, Abhayam Bhavati. So this one we read already, we studied this part. So Adrishye, Anatme, Anirukte, Anilayane, Abhayam Gato Bhavati, Tasya Pratishtha Bhavati. So that was stated. So this context is of the Paramatma. So therefore, Bhishasmat Vataf Pavate Saisha Anandasya Mimamsa iti. So because of the fear of this Brahman only, the uh, the the air blows, etc. already stated. So this is with reference to the Paramatma. Nahi akasmad aprakruto yukto nirdeshtum. And it is not proper to uh, get something which is out of context into this context, and making a far stretched explanation is not good. Paramatma Vijnanam cha vivakshitam. So therefore, ultimately what is intended here is the knowledge or realization of the Supreme Soul, not the individual soul. Because individual soul, worship or upasana or the dhyana, everything is refuted in the Brahma Sutra also. That is, Anupapattyestu na shariraha vivakshita gunopapattescha netaro anupapatte. So all these sutras tell us that the individual soul is not important in this context, only the Paramatma. So referring to that only, sa ekaha, that is absolute. Nanu anandasya mimamsa prakrita tasyapi phalam upasamhartavyam. Abhinnaha swabhavika ananda paramatmaiva na vishay vishay sambandha janita iti. Now, naturally, the objector argues. He says, okay, this context is of bliss. So now you have to conclude everything in the sense of the bliss. Phalam upasamhartavyam. Abhinnaha swabhavikaha ananda paramatmaiva na vishay vishay sambandha janita iti. So it is stated that the absolute ananda, absolute supreme soul, is of the form of natural bliss, and it is not born out of the contact of objects with the senses. So generally what we get, the humans, this bliss depends on the contact of the senses with the objects. But whatever bliss the Supreme Soul has, it does not depend on the contact between objects and the senses. Nanu. Again, it is argued, तद अनुरूप एवायं निर्देशः सयश्चायं पुरुषेश्च सो आदित्ये स एक इति भिन्नाधिकरणस्थ विशेष उपमर्देन. Yes, then that bliss which is there in that level is the same in this soul when it is referring to a kind of similarity or the same substratum. Bhinnadhikaranastha vishesha upamardena. So it is actually negating the the different substrata of these two. That means both these experiencing different levels of bliss are one. Samana adhikarana. This is very important. Nanu evamopi aditya vishesha grahanam anarthakam. So the objector may argue saying that still the mention of sun in the mantra is improper. Yascha, so Aditya, all of a sudden getting this Aditya, what is the use of that? Because all the 12 levels of bliss, Manushya, Manushya Gandharva, Deva Gandharva, Pitru, Ajanaja, Karma Devata, Devata, Brihaspati, Prajapati, Hiranyagarbha. So nowhere you find the Aditya. Shankaracharya says, but Nanu evamopi Aditya Vishesha Grahanam Anarthakam. Na Anarthakam. Shankaracharya says, no, it is not meaningless. Utkarsha Apakarsha Apoharthatvat. Because it's actually to lead to a conjecture of the higher and lower levels of bliss that the word Aditya is used. Dvaitase hi Murtamurta Lakshanasya Para Utkarshaha Savitrabhyantargataha. So he says, it's actually the degrees of bliss born from the duality, the dual world, manifested, unmanifested, that is actually belonging to the Savitru or Aditya. Sachet Purusha Gata Vishesha Upamardena Paramanandam Apeksha Samo Bhavati Nakaschid Utkarsho Apakarsho Va Tam Gatim Gatasya Iti Abhayam Pratishtham Vindate Itu Upapannam. So it says that refers to the degrees of bliss, and when a person reaches that particular level, understands that he realizes that the Brahman is Aditya, Aditya is the soul in the body. So then when he reaches that particular level, then there will not be any further degrees, because that is the absolute Brahmananda, and it is equal to the Paramananda Moksha. This particular one, that is Dakshinaditya Vidya. Astinasti Anuprashno Vyakhyataha. Okay, now starting with the previous Anuvaka, we understand that the discussion regarding the point whether the Brahman is existent or not is now complete. The discussion is now complete. Karya Rasalabha Pranana Abhaya Pratishthabhaya Darshanopapatibhyaha Astyeva Tat Akashadikaranam Brahma iti Apakruto Anuprashna Ekaha. So it is very clear now that one particular question has been totally discarded, saying that from these explanations only we can understand that there is a Brahman, a reality, which is the source of all these, which is the cause of all fearlessness, all bliss, and all establishment. The Brahman alone is the source of all this. So when we realize the Brahma only, we can get fearless, we can get totally detached, and out of that we can be blissful. Dvav anyau anuprashno vidvad adushoh brahma prapti aprapti vishayo tatra vidvan samushnute na samushnute iti anuprashnaha anyastat apakaranaya uchyate. So then the following two questions, that means the questions which followed the first question about the existence of Brahma, these two questions also pertain to the realized, unrealized. To a realized soul, there is Brahma, and therefore everything is positive. To a non-believer, There is no Brahma and therefore no bliss at all. Tatra vidvan samashnute na samashnute iti anuprashnaha. So now, does the realized soul get it or not? This is the question. Madhyamaha anuprashnaha antya apakarana deva apakrita arthat anya antya apakarana dev apakrita iti tad apakaranaye na yatyate. So however, this intermittent question is not separately answered because it is already answered by those earlier answers. Saha yah kaschidevam yadhoktam brahma utsrujya उत्कर्ष अपकर्षम अद्वैतम सत्यम ज्ञानम अनंतम अस्मीति एवं वेत्ति इति एवं वित्. So in this manner, whoever just gives up all the vision of degrees of this bliss, just keeps away and realizes that he is the Brahman, that is secondless, that is Satyam Jnanam Anantam, then Evam Shabdasya Prakrita Paramarsha Arthatvat Sakim. What happens to him? Such a realized soul, Asmat Lokat Pretya Drishta Drishta Vishay Samudayo Hyayam Lokas Tasmat Lokat Pretya Pratyavritya. So when he leaves this world of all this Drishta, Adrishta, Vishaya. So this world is actually a multitude, a group of all the seen and unseen things. So from this level, when this soul rises or just gets up, then Nirapoyaksho Bhutva evam etam yatha vyakyatam annamayam atmanam upasankramati. So it reaches the Annamaya Atma. Vishejatam Annamayat Pindatmano Vitriktam Napashyati. That means reaches means actually he does not find any difference between the soul experiencing everything and the Annamaya. So he does not find any difference. Sarvam Sthula Bhutam Annamayam Atmanam Pashyati. So he understands now that whatever is gross is nothing but this Annamaya. He realizes. Tataha Abhyantaram Etam Pranamayam. From this Annamaya, he gets on to the Pranamaya. Then from that, he gets to the Manomaya. From Manomaya to the Vijnanamaya. And finally to the Anandamaya Hiranyagarbha Upasankramati. Adha, then he is now established in the Adrushye Anatme Anirukte Anilene Abhayam Pratishtham Vindati. Then he is fully established in this reality that is Adrushya, that is imperceivable, that is Anirukta, Anatmya, Anilayana, means that particular bliss devoid of any body, that particular bliss which cannot be expressed through words, and that bliss which does not depend on other. So such level of bliss he can attain. Tatra etat chintyam. But after explaining this much, Shankaracharya does not stop. As a matter of fact, the discussion may appear to have stopped there only. But Shankaracharya finds scope for further discussion. So therefore, he starts Tatra etat chintyam. So this is actually a discussion about the third question in the Anuprashna. So now a discussion continues here. We will stop here and in the next class, we will see. Thank you. Dhanyavadaha. श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम्.